equation to solve quadratics. Now the quadratic equation looks like this. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now to use this equation we have to actually work out what a, b and c represent in a quadratic equation. So drawing the quadratic equation, it looks like this: y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Now that's the general form of a quadratic equation, the standard form, and what we're actually solving here is we're saying when y equals 0, what does x equal? Now normally you can factorize that, but the quadratic equation works no matter what the numbers are. For example, if we have something like y equals 3x squared plus 6x minus 3, our a becomes 3, our b becomes 6, and our c becomes negative 3. We plug those into this formula here, and that'll tell us the values of x. Now the plus and minus sign here represents the fact that there should be two answers, because in the general form, a quadratic equation will cross the x-axis twice. That means there'll be two answers. If there is an instant where the quadratic equation just touches the x-axis, touches it only once, what we'll have here is basically this square root sign here will be a 0. Therefore, there'll only be one answer. If the quadratic equation looks like this, where it doesn't touch the x-axis at all, we'll get a negative value here in the square root, which means there'll be no answers at all for x. So we'll try 3, 6 and negative 3 for a, b and c. We put those into the equation. So it looks like negative 6 plus or minus 6 squared minus 4 times a, which is 3, times negative 3. All over 2 times a, which is 3. Now if we simplify that, we get 6 squared, which is 36, minus 4 times 3 times negative 3, which is also 36. 36 plus 36 is 72 over 6. And 72 becomes 36 times 2. All over 6, and I'll start drawing it up here. That becomes 6 root 2. The 6 is then a factor of all of it. So we get, or basically we can write it as x equals negative 6 plus or minus 6 root 2 over 6. Now the fact that 6 is common in both those terms means we can divide it, and we get negative 1 plus or minus root 2, which gives the answers negative 1 minus root 2, okay, which is negative 2.4142 approximately. And also the other value is negative 1 plus root 2, which is negative 1 plus 1.4142 approximately, which will be 0.4142. Now those are pretty hard answers to get if we're trying to factorize our equation, but if we use the quadratic equation, we get two solutions pretty easily.